What's up, sports investors? Rothstein here. Welcome back to the Betting Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rothstein, aka Michael Snackson, aka Bay O Wolf, aka Malcolm Excellence, aka Hacksaw Jim Thuggin, aka Famelo Ball, aka Trill Belichick, aka Hurricane. But you could call me Slurrifane. All right, today's Sunday, September 18th. Sunday, September 17th, 2022. No, it's the 18th. I'm sorry, September 22. It is about 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the beautiful, lovely, just outside the Republic of Cincinnati. That makes it about 7:15 a.m. Pacific Time. What? 4:15 a.m. in Hawaii, but regardless of where you're listening to us from, thank you for listening and welcome back to the show. Before I continue, I just want to remind you that if you feel you have a gambling problem, please do not listen to this show. Please contact your state or your local gamblers help group, and hopefully they can get you on the path to the straight and narrow, okay? You can also contact right there, you see it on the bottom of the screen, www.gamblersanonymous.org, okay? If you feel like you have a problem, okay? Or you feel like somebody else has a problem, you want to help them out, all right? But those of you who remain, you will become profitable sports investors, as you were yesterday, all right? Yesterday we were 4-1-1, but we'll get into that just shortly. Let's do a couple more housekeeping things. First and foremost, please don't forget the podcast goes Thursdays through Monday, okay? And it's on it's on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Podcasts, TuneIn, about 10 different places you can find it. All right, pardon me, guys, I'm expectorating, but yeah, you can find it. And it goes Thursday through Monday, okay? Usually out in the morning, well before noon. If it's not out before 3 p.m., I probably didn't do one. But usually, if at the latest, it'll be out 3 p.m. But usually it's up 7, 8 in the morning, so you can do your morning stuff with it. All right. Also, I need you to subscribe, like, and share this program. All right, subscribe to this channel. Okay. Like it, hit that like button, hit the notification bell, okay? And most importantly, subscribe to this show, okay? Subscribe to it and share this content. And also do the same. Like, subscribe, share to this channel. BCDK _ OH _ game. BCDK _ OH _ game. We're gonna change it at some point. Somebody just told me last night, like, it's kind of complicated. I apologize. I just needed to get a channel out to let people know we're coming. All right. So that, and don't forget, find me on social media. Okay, on Twitter, it's at Biggie Rothstein, BIGGIEROTHSTEIN. On Instagram, it's at Fame _ Rothstein, FAME ROTHSTEIN. All right. You can find me on there. Don't forget the email address. You see it right there. FAME, or you saw it. Fame Rothstein at yahoo.com. FAME ROTHSTEIN at yahoo.com. All right. But yeah, let's get into it. Like I said, yesterday we were 4-1-1. Okay. The one we lost, Kansas State, we had them minus 2 touchdowns against Tulane, and Tulane beat them outright by a touchdown. So yeah, we didn't have that one. Looked like Kansas State was going to eventually do it, but didn't pull away. But second half, they didn't score a point. I don't know what happened. Maybe their quarterback got hurt. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But speaking of the state of Kansas, did you see the fight with Houston in the Kansas game? Houston on their own sideline. Kansas ended up whooping them. I don't know if it had anything to do with that fight, but yeah, that's we might be fading Houston for a while, because it's kind of hard to recover from something like that. All right. Your teammates fighting, friendly fire, But yeah, you guys see the sun shining on me. It's because Since sun shines, sun shines. You understand me? But yeah, and the one we pushed, I thought we was about to have a clear money line win of Texas San Antonio against Texas. They were up 17-14. They were up, pretty good. That onside kick and everything. They were balling. Played the perfect half, especially for us, the short sports investing community. We were, they were playing perfect for us until the last, 2 plays of the half. There's a holding inside the 30 for Texas San Antonio. There's a holding inside the 30 of Texas. Texas San Antonio coach declines it. Like, why? They kicked the field goal the next play. I guess he didn't want to give up a Hail Mary or something at the half. They wasn't going to do that. And plus the kick was so janky that he made. Like, you pushed him back 10 yards. They might have missed that. And that's kind of what I think that I'm going to say that's probably what effed them up in the second half. San Antonio, like the coach was probably lamenting that decision. Like, what was I doing? And that's why they got beat going away by 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I think he hurt. I think he cost those kids. But at any rate, so that was the one we pushed. We got a push on it because it was tied 17-17 at the half. So that means since it was pushed at the half, that means we did win our other one, the plus 6.5. Okay, at the half, plus 6.5 for UTSA, and we also won Oklahoma. We also won. We had Oklahoma by like 2 touchdowns. They won by like 30. We had UCF by 6.5. They won by like 20. And we had Oklahoma, them. We had USC. Okay. USC, they were 2 touchdown favorites. They won by like 24 or 45-17, whatever that is. And I want to say there was another one. Who did I say? UTSA to win. Central Florida. USC. Oh, in Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma. They were. Yeah, I think I told you that one. Okay, but we don't dwell on wins. We don't dwell on losses. We keep going. I'm not gonna hold you much longer. I got 5 for you today. Okay, all NFL. Let me give you these 2 props first. Okay, Bengals at Cowboys. Joe Burrow for 2 touchdowns. I think the Bengals are gonna go off today because the Bengals needed that loss by the Steelers, even though they probably should have won it anyway in regulation. Then in overtime, another time they had to win it, but they didn't. It is what it is. They have to move on. I think they needed that because they had a lot of preseason hype. They needed something to remind them you're still the Bengals, like until you win a couple here. So therefore, and Joe Burrow didn't play in the preseason, but he still, other than the 5 picks, but he was still, 2 touchdown passes. I think he does that easy against the Cowboys. So we're going to take Burrow over 1.5 touchdown passes for minus 177 against that porous Dallas defense. Okay, and we're also going to take Christian McCaffrey of the Carolina Panthers. Christian McCaffrey to score an anytime touchdown, minus 148 odds. Burrow, we're going to put about a half a unit on it, another half a unit, okay? So it'd be a total of 1.5 units. But yeah, McCaffrey, he should hit that. He's going to show off in New York. They want to show him off because he's going to be one of these guys who make good money while playing and make just as much more after because he's going to have a hell of a story as a dominant white running back. Let's be honest. Let's stop running from it. Let's be honest about it. He's going to have a story about that. Being a dominant, not just good, but dominant, pretty much for his whole career, okay? And then let's go with the 3 games, okay? Yeah, today's show's got a very high, AFC North high concentration. Just the way the schedule on the NFL broke down. I didn't me, we go, whatever. There's only 32 teams to watch. College would be a little different. But yeah, NFL's only 32 teams to watch. We'll knock out 10 of them, first couple 3 weeks. But, we're going to always watch the AFC North. Why? Because that's where we at, right? speaking of the Bengals and Cowboys, we got the Bengals at the Cowboys. Like I said, same thing I said. The Bengals needed that wake-up call of an early loss, okay? And the Cowboys are going to be missing Dak Prescott and several others. But Dak Prescott being the biggest miss, they're going to probably get cracked because the Bengals do have a good defense. They're going to get cracked, the Cowboys. We're going to take the Bengals. We're going to tease it because they got kicking woes. Can't trust him yet. The spread is -7. We're going to bring it back to -6. And that's minus 130 odds or something like that. It's right there. I remember, I'm going off the top of the head, but you saw it, the actual odds. All right, and we're going to take the Bengals -6, all right? The second game, okay, again, AFC North, we got the New England Patriots going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, okay? I've always respected the Steelers. I love Mike Tomlin. And as a coach, he's only 3-7 against the hoodie, Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick owns him 7-3 since Tomlin came into the league, 2005-ish or somewhere around there. But this ain't the Tom Brady Patriots. This is Mac Jones, a second year quarterback. They don't have a dominant receiver or just a dominant offensive player like they did with Tom Brady. And Hoodie's he's going to scrabble. Unless this thing turns around quickly, he's going to struggle to get 8-9 wins, okay, and probably do a lot of retooling. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take the Steelers. It's -2.5 at home. We're going to take them +3.5, give them a little extra cushion, okay, but we're Steelers +3.5. And again, you see the odds there. Here it is. Sorry about that, guys. We got the let me give you the Bengals here. Sorry, guys. The Bengals -6 for -134. The Steelers +3.5 for -148 odds. All right. And then the last one, we got the Browns at home against the Jets. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not a fan of Joe Flacco. Never was as a quarterback. I thought he overstated himself. Was not that good. It was just more of a guy who just wasn't gonna mess up. He wasn't winning games like that. You won the Super Bowl with an old Ray Lewis and toward the end of his prime, Ed Reed. Okay, let's be honest. Ray Lewis was basically a Tom Brady, Peyton Manning on defense for 10, 15 years because he was a Mike linebacker. He played right in the middle. He wasn't like Deion Sanders, playing only on one side of the field. You can run from him. You had to see Ray Lewis. You had to see him every play because he's the middle linebacker, middle of the defense, middle of the field. Okay? And Joe Flacco, when you were in Baltimore, you owe him. And Ray Rice. He made y'all stars. Being a defensive player, he made y'all stars. Okay? So, and he's playing at the Browns. The Browns has got a great defense. And what's worse, their offense, stud running back, Nick Chubb, top 3 in the league. Overall, probably him, Henry, and McCaffrey, top 3, 1, 2, and 3. You order them the way you want. Okay? And Jacoby Brissett is not a scrub. Dude is decent. He's always won. I don't know why Indianapolis got rid of him in favor of Wentz. But it happened, and it is what it is. And trust me, I remember I told you early in July, Cleveland might backdoor in the playoffs. Because if he can keep them around the winning record until I can see where he keeps them so good that when Watson comes in, that they're going to be like, we don't necessarily want to, the fans will be saying, don't disrupt the chemistry. Okay? But regardless of that, the Browns are the Browns are -6.5. Tease it back to 5.5. So we're going to take the Browns -5.5. Sorry about that. I put my stuff up. Browns -5.5 for -134, all right? So let's recap the NFL, okay? We got 2 props. Joe Burrow for over 1.5 total touchdowns for -177, and Christian McCaffrey for an anytime touchdown, okay, for -148. Then we got 3 games. They all have a tease to them, okay? At 4 o'clock, 4:25, national broadcast, we got the Bengals at the Cowboys. We're taking the Bengals -6.5 for -134 odds. Okay, but in the 1 o'clock games, we got the Steelers at home against the Patriots. Steelers plus 3.5 for -148, and the Browns at home against the Jets. Browns -5.5 for -134. All right, so there you have it. Let's go get our action in. Let's be safe. Let's be courteous, and we'll be back tomorrow on the podcast to talk about it. But until then, folks, have a good day. I hope you get your action in. Be safe. Let's get to this bag. Let's have an EFP day. You know what EFP means. Every pick. Let's go have an EFP day, folks. But until tomorrow, everybody stay safe. Safe betting. Be well. Peace.